70% of all people on the African continent engage in agriculture, but the continent is yet to meet its own needs when it comes to food production. In general, our factories in this region do not produce at full capacity because they do not get the required agricultural produce to be able to perform at that level. The yields are far too low. The big challenge is to somehow reconcile production levels in the agricultural sector and the effects of climate change.
More than 74% of women are involved in this agricultural value chain. A lot of them are involved in the lower cadre of the value chain. So production, not so much value addition. And that's where we want to see the women moving more to the value addition and doing more growing crops that have more value.
Agriculture is a fascinating area. On the one hand, that is where most of the employment comes. This is the backbone of these countries. This is the source of their food security. This can be the basis for their development. On the other hand, it faces a number of problems, from lack of resources, small land holdings, irrigation issues, technology issues, very importantly, marketing and trade issues. Are they able to export to the Western markets and other markets? And then, not only that, now climate change. Governments have the primary responsibility. They are the ones who make policies. They are the ones who implement policies. So their responsibility is primary.
At the regional meeting on agro-industry, participants are discussing ways in which agriculture in the EAC can be boosted despite the problems posed by climate change and its effects. Claire Kamanzi, the Chief Executive Officer of the Rwanda Development Board, notes that strategies are being formulated to deal with these effects.
Uburyo twashiraho politiki cyangwa n'ibindi bishoboka kugira ngo climate change igende.
We are discussing how policies can be put in place to deal with climate change and its effects so that agricultural produce can be increased. That is why we are in this meeting, to ask ourselves, if agricultural produce can be increased, how then can we increase the selling of such produce? Very few farmers in the EAC keep track of agricultural news or weather trends because only slightly more than 50 newspapers in the region write about the agricultural sector on a regular basis, and only a few more than 224,000 farmers follow agricultural trends. Serge Nhore, Rwanda Television News.